Hi, family. This is your girl Omalia, and today I would like us to talk about your calling. What do you do when you have now had dreams that indicated your calling? What is the best way to go about it? What not to do? And the reason why I'm making this video is because I am sharing all these insights that I wish I could have had prior to taking on my spiritual journey. There is a lot of pits that I could have avoided, but due to a lack of information, I found myself in places that were even darker than I was prior to taking my spiritual journey. And hopefully, your journey will be a lot better than mine. So, let's get into it. So, before we get into what is the best thing to do, I will tell you the number one thing not to do is to rush. Do not be in a hurry. When you rush, you will make bad decisions. And you know that saying that goes, speed kills. It's not just about driving or in life in general, but also when it comes to spiritual matters, speed kills, especially when you are in such a hurry to open spiritual dimensions that you have little to no knowledge of. You will find yourself in positions where you're being taken advantage of and being spiritually manipulated by those that know, those that have the tools. They will take advantage of your gift because you do not know. When you start having those dreams that you have a calling, the very first thing you do, you need to question the validity of your dreams. You need to question it. You need to go to God and question if those dreams came from Him. Stop going to every sangoma you hear about. Stop going to every prophet you hear about, because they are people that are wolves in sheep's clothing. You will get spiritually manipulated. To avoid that, go to God. There is a verse that says that the devil can masquerade himself as an angel of light. So the reason why you need to question the validity of your dreams is because the devil is able to manipulate our dreams, which is why it's important to know, where did the dream come from? Did it come from God, or did it come from somewhere else? When you ask God, God will start to lead you. God will start to bring people into your life that will lead you into the places that you need to go to in order for you to be able to function fully in your calling. Yes, you can tell your parents, you can tell your loved ones, but you're telling them because you want them to know, not because you necessarily want them to guide you. Because sometimes, just because I gave birth to my child does not mean I know what her calling is. As her parent, I am the portal through which she came into this world, but I am not her maker. So when people advise you about your calling, they will advise you based on what they know. And what they know might not even be big enough it might not even be big enough to accommodate your calling. So go to God. Now, when you start going through spiritual awakening, please do understand that anxiety and depression are going to be part of your journey, especially in the beginning. That depression does not necessarily mean you are losing your mind. Being anxious all the time does not mean you're losing your mind. It just means that your operating system is changing. Everything that you've known ever since you were a child is changing. And it's normal for you to lose balance. Your world has now turned upside down. So it is okay to feel a loss of balance. You are going to feel a loss of balance. It is expected. So do not allow that to fuel fear inside of you that will now cause you to start going to places and doing things that might not be in alignment with with the plan that God had for you. You need to first know what is God's plan about your life and allow Him to lead you. Majority of us, we're so obsessed with purpose. We want to know, what is my purpose? What am I here for? Which is why when you start getting those dreams, you rush to get to the end of what your calling is. If you're called to be a prophet, you rush to prophesy. If you're called to be a pastor, you rush to be on the pulpit. And what we are missing is that in between you discovering that you're a pastor or you're a prophet or whatever the case is, in between you and getting to that goal, there's going to be a part where God needs to refine you. You can't skip that process. If you can just listen to God, have a relationship with God outside of religion, have a relationship with God outside of the societal norms. Because sometimes we have a way of bottling God, we have a way of putting God inside a bracket of church. We look at God through the lenses of church. And God is not only in the church, God is omnipresent. He has given you His Spirit, meaning that you have God inside of you. You do not need to go anywhere else. How will you know when it's God? You will know it's God when you have peace within your soul, the peace that surpasses all understanding. You will have peace with your decision. Your decision will not make you anxious. You will not make a decision out of fear, but you will have peace with it. And that is how you will know it's God. I wish you all the very best in the spiritual journey that you're going to take. I wish that everything goes well. And should you find yourself in a place, be it a church, be it whatever, should you find yourself in a place where your spirit does not feel at home, I want you to leave.